The Red Ranger makes his grand epic entrance on Gozyuger, and as soon as he arrives, he dies. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Legacy of Nerd. My name is Daniel, and we are going to review episode 7 of Gozyuger. I'm really late. It aired like Sunday morning in Japan, but we are talking about it now. Earlier this week, we were talking about the Dark Side of Power Rangers, so I was getting that video out. I actually got some new Gozyuger toys that I need to unbox, and yeah, so I am behind. But I wanted to talk about this latest episode of Gozyuger because TyrannoRanger, the Red Ranger, makes his debut in it. He actually made his debut at the end of the last episode, but this is the episode we actually get to see more of him, and it was actually a really good episode, so I wanted to talk about it. So, we start off where the last episode ends. The mecha reformed itself and attacked the unicorn Tegazord, and who shows up? Daijujin shows up. Daijujin unshrouds himself. He comes in a cloak. I don't know if I can put up. Yep, he comes up in a cloak right here. Red electric lightning looks really good. We see them unshroud, and we get the arms. We get the saber-toothed tiger, and then they show us him in the cockpit. God, this suit looks really, really good. And this is a brand new suit that Toei clearly made for Gozyuger. It's just shiny. It's super red. It looks great. And then we get our full shot of the legendary guardian spirit Daijujin. He comes in, he just owns this mecha right away, just does his power sword slash, and then mecha is gone, and I forget this lady's name all the time, but she takes off and she's gone. So they're like, who is in the mecha? And we see a good shot of TyrannoRanger, the Red Ranger, in his universe. I guess it's universe TyrannoRanger in his form, and then demorphs, and we see this guy who is clearly not Geki and not Jason or Rocky. So this is a new player. He's holding a Tegazord, and we get our moment there. Daijujin takes off, and he goes off into the wind, and the Gozyugers are just like, what happened? So our real episode starts with Sumini. Oh my gosh, Goju Unicorn. I cannot remember names for the life of me, but she is on a case. She is looking for, I guess she's trying to track like this lady who has suddenly become enchanted, and the husband's worried about it. Remember, she's a private investigator. Goju Leon, Blue Ranger, shows up and just wants to kind of hang out, and you know, she is not into it at all. So one thing about this episode, one thing that I have been complaining about the prior episodes is that I'm not really digging like the silly parts and the cheesy parts. This one, I actually caught myself laughing out loud a couple of times at these ones because mostly her. She is super funny. She's like a deadpan funny, and I actually like this episode. So he's trying to just kind of hang out with her. I don't think he's really trying to flirt with her too much. It's just kind of like his, I guess what he would call his natural charm, as cringy as that looks. So they go back to their base and they're hanging out, and then the TyrannoRanger actually shows up here and meets the other three. Going back to these two are just kind of going at it, you know, and then we get this guy who is probably responsible for the lady that she's investigating. As you can see, he looks kind of cringy, I guess. Kind of looks supposed to be like pop idol monster. You can see like the hand on his shoulder. It's making half a heart. It's supposed to like do this, but like it's just one hand, so it just kind of looks weird. This guy's design is just, I don't know. It seems like they ran out of ideas for the design, but the character itself is pretty good. So they're gonna have a battle on who can be the number one to, I guess, like seducer or charmer. I didn't see what they actually like classified it as, but he is going to battle with the Blue Ranger on who can be the most charming, I guess. And so the judges come in, and they are some of the demon monsters. And then, of course, there's this lady who I keep forgetting her name as well. Guys, I am bad with names. I know there's Haro, the red Goju Wolf, and yeah, that's about it. So, but you guys remember from a prior episode, she is like super in love with the Blue Ranger. She The Blue Ranger, we all know, is a pop idol. She is absolutely enamored with this guy. Like, she can't believe it. So one of the judges immediately is going to be on his side. So for the rest of the episode, we go back and he gives these three a challenge to do. He has three more of the rings. He has the Dino Thunder, the Dino Fury, and he has the Dino Charge. So he has the Sentai versions of those rings, and he says he will give them to them if they pass this challenge. And what he's going to have them do is he's going to have them make like this rice plate. I'm not entirely sure. It's like omo rice, I think he's calling it. And he's telling them they need to make a plate that is basically out of this world. So here we learn that he is an archaeologist and he actually has been studying Sentai teams. And this is where we kind of go back to like the episode 0, where we find out like this is a totally different universe than what we are used to with the Sentai, that the previous universe ended and he is the one that's kind of like trying to get all this new information. But he has information about Sentai, he has information about the Gozyugers, and this is like the stuff that he's learning for the first time. He's talking about the universe war here, he's talking about the prior teams of Sentai, and he's talking about how these rings all have the power to take on their Sentai, and this is how he has access to the TyrannoRanger power. But he's talking about here how the Gozyugers are different because while the rest of them are all red, this is the one with all 5 colors. And all 5 colors coming together for this team is very important. So he's the one introducing the aspect of team for the first time in Gozyuger. So going back to the challenges of, I guess, number 1 Charmer, these guys face off. You know, they're doing a battle on who is better on protecting Gozu Unicorn, who just absolutely hates being a part of this challenge. But, you know, he does a pretty good job here and kind of charms her a little bit. Then we have Gozu Leon come in and do his bit. And, you know, it's just cringy. It's just super cringy. But the funny part here is that, you know, he does this whole little dance and she kind of makes a comment like, I can't believe you did that whole dance without a single cringe. And this is one of my laugh out loud moments. I love this. The way she delivered the line. It was perfect. It was just a really good moment. So obviously, we got our number 1 Blue Ranger supporter. He votes for her, votes for him, but the other 2 vote for the monster, and he loses the first challenge. The second challenge, he wins because one of the judges' wife is the one that is like also enamored of the monster, and he gets mad, so he starts calling it more fairly. But here, Blue Ranger wins, and then over here, I think Blue Ranger wins again because the monster does some kind of cringy, like, what is it? Is it not Cringer, but I'm trying to think of Masters of the Universe, the guy that floats. He's like the wizard. Oh my God, I cannot think of it for the life of me. Tell me in the comments. That's going to bug me. But it kind of reminds me of that right there. So the other 3 are still making their rice cake. The little boy introduces the idea of working as a team. Red Ranger embraces it, and they all start working as a team. And this very much pleases our TyrannoRanger. This is exactly what he wanted. He wanted them to work together. And he seems to genuinely not care about collecting more rings, but it seems like he wants the Gozyugers to succeed because they have a very big role to play coming forward. So we go forward. So we go forward here a little bit and he tastes the rice cake and he's very, very happy. But he tells them that they have one more lesson to learn before he gives them the rings. But he's very happy. So they go back here. They're trying to charm. And Blue Ranger here is where we kind of learn a little bit about his backstory, that, you know, he really didn't care much until he became a pop idol and he loved being on stage. He loved making people happy. And then we find out the reason his downfall was because somebody made vicious rumors about him, is what he says, and he was not able to perform anymore. And yeah, so we find out his backstory here, and he wins this challenge. Of course, she's freaking out. He's like, he's cool, and he has a tortured past. Like, oh my God, I love him so much. But yeah, he wins the number 1 Sentai battle. The monster's not happy, so we're going to fight now. Now, they all meet up together because, you know, they got to team up. And this is their lesson. They're going to have to team up together to defeat the monster. Now, they're going to do their very first roll call morph. And It's pretty good. I actually say I liked what they were doing here with the morph. It looks good. I think the whole color aspect and everything that they do here looks good. They don't know how to do it basically, so they're learning. They're learning, and so they all kind of like walk in like, what's going on, and it's kind of a cool funny moment. It's because we all know Super Sentai Power Rangers, they're really big about the poses, and yeah, but Red Ranger seems to be so confused there, and it's just a funny little moment. So they do their pose and they're like, how long are we supposed to stand here? Like, what are we doing? And they're just like, I don't know. So anyways, they get to fighting. TyrannoRanger comes over here, does an awesome morph. I love this one. One of my favorite ones so far. He does his engage, puts his ring in the Tegosword, and then we see here he does his dance as well. I'm trying to get to the morph section here. Oh, there we go. So we get our morph here for TyrannoRanger. It just, oh yeah, that looks so good. I love this. I wish they kind of bring this into Power Rangers more whenever they do the reboot or something like that, because it looks fire. Literally fire. Love this. We see him come out and then he turns into his universe. I think it's called Universe TyrannoRanger form. And because he has the belt here. That's the thing. He doesn't have the Zyuranger morpher on his belt. He has the Gozyuger kind of like claw that opens up and that like spits out the rings that they're going to use. So very good morphing sequence. Loved all of this. So, of course, they do battle. The Blue Ranger is mostly focused on our monster here. And then he gives the 3 here his Sentai rings. The TyrannoRanger gives the 3 Sentai rings. Goju Wolf is like, hey, why didn't I get one? He was like, you kind of hesitated on the working together part. So here you go. So here we get our first Dino powered moment with the Rangers here. We got Dino Fury, I guess is Ryo Soldier, and that's going to be Black Unicorn that has that. We have Abba Ranger, which is going to be the yellow, and then we have, is it Kyojir? Is it Kyojir? Is that Dino Charge? Let me know in the comments. Cannot remember, but that is where the Green Ranger ring was going to be. They obviously all do battle here. It was actually a pretty good battle. I dug it. I think the Reds all kind of like having a whole red team was kind of cool. Heroic turns into his Dawn Brothers Red because he feels left out, that he is not transformed. We see for the first time of someone that has a Sentai ring that's not a Gozyuger summon their Megazord or their Mecha, which is here is Daijujin. So he does hit here. He engages and then it turns into the Zyuranger Morpher. Like, okay, so why didn't we start with that? But I think this is the extra step that you have to go to get to the mecha. And I wonder if he had to unlock it in some way. This is what I want to know, because this was a cool spot. But he does the morph here. He does the Dino Buckler sort of thing. But he says regain Daijujin. So it's like, yeah. And the whole thing is they don't know how Daijujin is around because he was supposed to have been destroyed in the Universe War. So yeah, it was a cool little like, okay, we got Daijujin here. We don't get the full like Megazord, transformation and all that. But again, he shows up in his cloak. He does battle. One thing that they do here with the mecha, which is pretty cool, is they do it's called Final God Special, where he turns the Tegosword turns into his Tega Morpher mode, and then we get the Daijujin that turns into the tank mode, and they basically fly at the dude and take out the dude. I actually really like this. I thought this was really cool, and it was a really good way to use the tank mode as well, almost as like a missile. And yeah, I like this. This was cool. I want to see more of this stuff, and I wonder now, when I show you here at the ending, what is going to happen. So Blue Ranger saves the person inside the monster as usual, which turns out to be that wife that was enchanted, saves the day, and Gozyugers win. So they're over here all celebrating and, talking about, and he's all happy with them because they worked as a team. And then we get here this moment, which is like super surprising, especially coming, considering like how they introduced TyrannoRanger. We get this guy who has a blaster. Look at him. Look at this guy. He like has guns everywhere on him, and he takes his shot and he takes out TyrannoRanger. He just completely takes him out. Dude explodes. I mean, it is pretty kind of graphic considering like Super Sentai and Power Rangers. Like, it's a graphic moment. So he has the slow motion. Look at Goju Unicorn here. She's just like cannot believe it. And yeah, he just goes down like that. We see him hit the floor. Osai, his name is Osai. We see him hit the floor here. They're trying to figure out what is like, oh my god. Like dude is down. What happened? And we get our full reveal of this guy who I don't know if he's our sixth ranger, but I think his name is Ring Hunter. And you can see like he has a gun on his head. His, Tega sword, Morpher is a gun as well. And we have a new player in the game, and that's where it ends. So this episode, I have to say, pretty good. I dug this episode for the most part. Like I said, I even dug the cheesy, cringy parts. I thought they were funny. I'm really interested. Like, is this guy going to be our sixth ranger, or is he just kind of like our Void Knight or our Korag? Like, is he like an outside player but like honorable? Although he shot TyrannoRanger from the back, that's not like a super honorable thing to do. I do not know if this guy, TyrannoRanger Osai, is dead. And the reason I say that is because when prior episodes they defeat the Red Ranger that has a Sentai ring, the Sentai ring automatically goes to the person that beats him. The Sentai ring automatically goes to the person that beats him, and his Tega sword, like he demorphs, his Tega sword dissolves and all that stuff. So I don't know if he's gone or he's just like seriously hurt. Now, depending on who gets his Sentai ring, because I'm assuming someone's eventually going to get his Sentai ring, and not only if he dies, it seems like he's going to give it to someone. Do they get access to Daijujin since he's already accessed that? And if so, with the other Sentai rings that they have, do they have access to their mechas, and can they somehow get it? So we know they have Dawn Brothers, we know they have O-Ranger, they have a couple for sure, especially the ones that are familiar to Power Ranger fans. So I wonder if they're going to get them in some sort of way and bring out those classic morphers and changers for them. I wonder if that's kind of like a tease of things to come. But I really like the TyrannoRanger's character here, Osai. I thought he was a good character for this episode, and I would kind of want them to keep him in some way. He seems like a good character going forward, kind of a mentor for the first time that they've had, and I just dug it. And I think, the morphs here was amazing. I liked, his morph as well, like the Gozyuger team up morph. Was really good as well, and the Daijujin regain that was really cool as well. So overall, I really dug this episode. I'm really curious what's going to happen with this Ring Hunter guy, and just see what else they can kind of throw at us with these Sentai rings and maybe more Megazords and just more of the fan service. I just really dug it. So. Let me know what you guys think. Did you see episode 7? Let me know what you think about TyrannoRanger, just basically going down the same episode he debuted. Let me know what you think of my thoughts on like how they're going to regain the mecha. What do you guys think about this Ring Hunter guy? Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and y'all know what time it is. It's morphin' time.